Oh, hey, everybody. Paul here with you. I want you to welcome to the Mickey Mouse Club, or it's more appropriate to say the old men's jerking circle here. You know, all the geriatrics that I have. It's like 40% of my audience. What can I tell you? At least I'm getting some 37 to 48s or whatever it is, right? They don't even know about Johnny Quest. I mean, like all these things that we used to deal with, nobody knows what they are anymore. It's really strange. You know, like even like Bugs Bunny and stuff like that. They don't like people don't even know what it is anymore. So that's what happens when you live long enough. And geez, I'm trying to remember what the name of the guy was, but he told me it was I forgot now, but it was something Enterprises, like Brock or Rock Enterprises, something like that. And he was a guy helping me on the telephone call when I called my bank because they were jerking me around with trying to get my Western Union sent to my wife. And I somehow mentioned that I was throwing discs, or I just bought some discs, and he goes, by the way, I do too. So he turned out to be really cool. Now, what he'll think of my channel, I have no idea, but that's number 20 almost certainly, okay, if it just came in. And he sounded like he was cool as hell, really, about it. And like, he didn't, like, and I thought he was bullshitting me because I was like, which is your favorite disc? And he goes, well, I have to think about that. And I didn't think he knew his ass from his elbow. He probably was thinking about a Kmart disc or something, uh, or an Amazon starter kit. But he knew a lot. Anyways, we won't go into that. I ordered, and we were talking about it with that guy, Rock. I just ordered Archangels, and I got 3 of them, and that's all I ordered. It was only with the discount I got. I had a $9 discount from the points, so I only paid $16, including the shipping, which is $6. So they're all 145 to 149 class. And the last time I bought them, I got all 149 turns, which are good, but they're a little heavy for me, frankly. I much prefer 147. And my little Corvette, that's my little baby. And I throw that son of a bitch far. And I know it usually winds up, going back and forth. But I can usually get pretty good distance on that thing. I've put that on the embankment before. So at 145, that's that little Halloween motif, little beat in. That's a beater for sure. But anyways, I'll try not to, go too deep into this. Why are we here? Well, we're going to check Bitcoin, and the markets are closed. Sorry, folks. You can only get so much out of a mustard when it's holding your camera up. Okay. Let's just go ahead and check out Bitcoin. The markets are closed, so we'll just go straight into Drudge, and we'll find out what level of ineptness our president is going to display by not just declaring victory and getting the hell out. Sorry, folks, I'm going through a difficult time here because I have a mustard thing holding this up, and we're going to have to change to another battery here for my blower, which I've been trying to sell. I want to get a gas one. But anyways, I'm drifting off more and more off the mark. What was I going to say? Well, I got 3 discs coming in. They're all going to be 145 to 149s, and I hope they're not all 149s. There were only 3 left, so I didn't have to make any special comments on there either. I'll get what they get. Hopefully they're a couple 145s. I hope they're not all 149s. Because I've been throwing sidewinders, and sidewinders I can kind of get into. And they have kind of a similar flight as far as I know. But these discs, whatever I told you, these discs are, I think they're 140, I don't know, somewhere between 145 and 149. And I can't wait to throw them. I can't remember. They're not sidewinders. They're the other ones. But I tend to get confused in my old age. Let's go ahead and let's get into the Drudge Report. That's going to be about the only thing I think that's going to work tonight. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. It looks like we'll keep this channel. My problem is I got to be very careful with my tablet. I'm running off the internet right now on internet because they turned off my service, not surprisingly, at Metro PCS after fucking me over by taking $67 out of my account after I got the hell out of Dodge. I switched my number to another service. Anyways, let's get into this. Okay, we've got Spirit Airlines, they're saying is a victim of, they've gone bust. They're a victim of the Iran war. They're saying Frontier, JetBlue, next, of course. That's probably the idea. They're probably going to make it to get rid of the people going in sandals and see-through blouses. It's just turned in like when I was a little boy and I flew from like Hartford, Connecticut, Windsor Locks to Hopkins, Cleveland. I'd go see my dad from time to time. And everything was different. It was mostly business attire, mostly. And you didn't have these people that looked like they just got off the beach or a swingers club or something, you know? So I think what they're trying to do is they're deliberately trying to raise the prices. That's what I think. But like I told you before, I think we're being set up because the longer that Strait of Hormuz stays closed, the more violent the damage will be. And it's coming, folks. It's coming. And I really don't know what to tell you what to do. Maybe get solar power or some generators, solar generators or something, because I'm telling you, folks, something wicked this way comes. That's all I got to say. You cannot cut off a quarter of the world supply of oil and have things functioning. And that's probably why Spirit went out. The price of jet fuel, which is essentially kerosene with something else, is probably tripled. And they just can't make it. The airlines are going to go out. JetBlue, Frontier. Okay, poll, Trump goes lower. And he's going to continue to go lower. You're not going to be able to get 1 out of 4 people that are going to say. And let me tell you something. I am not a Trump basher. Anyone that's kept up with me over the years, I don't have anything against Trump other than that he's kind of a spoiled brat. I don't have any real problem with him. But I got a real problem with this Iran thing. I got a real problem with it because if he doesn't declare victory and get the hell out of Dodge, it's hard to say what is going to happen. I'm very, very upset about it, to be honest with you. It's going to come all at once. It's going to come all at once. All right, let's continue on here. Poll, 26% say Trump a positive role model. I'm surprised it's that high. Really, if you want to know the truth. He's just very me. You know what I mean? That's what I really haven't liked over the last few months. This whole me thing. Everything he has tried to put his name on, he's probably having problems. Garden of Heroes kept getting bigger and higher in cost. I don't know what this means. Qatar Air Force, 1 gift ready for service. I don't know. More men producing testosterone and trying to deal with life by making loud farting cars and loud irritating cars. It's just the only way they can cope. That's all. Melania, quote, hates, unquote, that husband dances to gay national anthem. Well, I can't say that I blame her, okay? I don't want my wife to be dancing to a gay national anthem, okay? The Don, more farting cars in order to be able to produce testosterone, in order to be able to deal with the $5 or $6 a gallon gas that we are going to be doing. When you break it down per fart on a car, it doesn't really cost that much. And it's extremely attractive. the women here get very moist in certain areas when they hear those. I'm not kidding you. You think, I told you, I think they're a bunch of fucking savages. I told you, and everybody gets mad at me about that. Sorry. If the shoe fits, fucking wear it. It's fucking ridiculous. There's no news here. Pentagon withdraws troops from Germany as feud escalates with that Kraut there, that leader of the Krauts. Troubles. Daily Wire hit with layoffs across a number of teams. Of course. What do you think this is going to do? Do you think every business is just going to be able to afford? Folks, I don't work like terribly far from my place that I work at, but it's probably around 25 miles, maybe, each way. Folks, if you work like 65, 70 miles and you're out in the boonies and you went out there to save money and you got $600 rent or something because you went all the way out there, I got news for you. Do you like paying $53 a day for gas? It's coming. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to come all at once. It's going to be terrible, folks. I mean, right now it's costing me, because I like to try to use premium gas, but I'm not really using it now. I'm just not using it because it's just too expensive now. It's $5 a gallon. Almost. Okay, Candace Owens and Laura Loomer in escalating feud. Let me tell you what that's all about. Laura Loomer is either Jewish or she's very, very in support of Jews unconditionally. Folks, I call it as I see it. All right? I am not one that supported Israel going into Gaza. I think it was one of the most heinous things I've ever seen in my life. And I'm sorry, I know I have people on the right that don't like this, but it's the truth. The death and the horrible things that were done in Gaza in order to put up Airbnbs, sorry, you just won't find me supporting it, okay? I'm sorry. Ridiculous. All right, let's continue on here. What's happening with Laura Loomer and Owens there, the black girl? They're having some sort of a feud, okay? And Laura Loomer is a big Israel Jew supporter. That's what she is. She may be Jewish herself. I don't know. Trump is all tied up into it. Candace Owens is saying that he's being manipulated through extortion, that they got the goods on him. Could very well be. I think it's a lot more sane that whatever Loomer's saying, and I don't know much about her because I don't take her seriously, although she's a major influencer, not like me. Warren Buffett says, we've never had more people in gambling mood. Americans spent $125 million more on gasoline this week than they did last week. How about in less than 24 hours? We won't get into it. President running out of options to contain backlash. I agree. Folks, there's going to be a certain point, and you're going to see the cars are not going to be running like they were before. You're going to see much less traffic once you see regular gasoline over $6 a gallon. And you're going to see it. It's already happening in the Philippines. My wife is telling me all about it. Let's finish this out while we're young. Oh, by the way, did you know that the Florida orange thing, that I won't get into the whole thing, but it's all over now. There's no more Florida oranges. They're all fucked up. There's some sort of disease on them. And you know how much I feel sorry for the Florida Council on Orange Juice? They can suck my dick. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm glad they went out of business. USDA sent out trucks in 2001, was it? 2002, whatever it was, or 99. And when you were cutting yards, they made you buy $500 worth of chemicals so that you didn't spread the citrus canker, which was just the brown spots on the orange, on the all sorts of citrus. And to me, it was a Latino jobs project where they put Latinos in charge and gave them badges and a lot of power. That's what my opinion was of it. And you know how people think that I hate the Latins and so forth. It's not true. It's just what I saw. And it wasn't just them, to be fair, but there was a lot of them, at least here. And I think it was just to get us in the mood to be bossed around by Latinos. That's my thoughts on it. Your thoughts may differ. But it was unbelievable. I watched them. I cut yards at that time. And I watched these crews that would cut down these trees. And think about it like this. We got a problem. There's little spots on the oranges. Hey, I got the perfect idea. What's that? Let's go to everybody's private property and cut down every citrus tree that they have, that they've had for 50 years or 30 years. One thing, I'm a Eastern Coast boy. I grew up in Connecticut. And it took me a while to understand the kind of relationship that the people in Florida had with their oranges and their trees and their grapefruits. There was a certain bond. It's hard to explain. I picked up on it in 1978 when I came down here in military school to do Outward Bound. And you kind of saw how close people were and how proud they were and what a relationship they had with their citrus. I could even see it back then. And they came up with this genius idea to just go into everybody's yard and cut down every single orange tree and give them a fucking mango certificate so they could go get a mango and rake leaves up the fucking yin-yang for fucking 3 hours. It's ridiculous. So it was just the first part of the COVID-19. The COVID-19 scam was just the extension of the USDA, the Florida Orange Mafia, that just made people do ridiculous things. You should have seen how bad it was. They would stop you in your car. If your car wasn't there, they would put stickers on your windshield saying that you had been stopped, and the next time you get a big fine or you get towed away. It was bad. That's just what they did. They continued that on. Much worse, with an entire world shutting down. Even Ray Bradbury and Isaac Asimov could not come up with anything like that. We'll get into that another time. All right? Let's just close this out. You know, I don't want to hear anything more about JFK. JFK, please just take your colonic machine and all the rest of it and go away, please. I liked you at first, but once you were eating the scongini or whatever the hell that Italian food was with your fucking Guinea friends, can you please just fucking lay off and just get lost? You're telling me that you sit there and you eat a scongili and all the rest of that crap, and you're telling us, you know how many people get sick on that shit? I saw 2 people that ate seafood, crab, crustaceans, mussels and so forth, that almost died. And when I say almost died, I mean one guy was 450 pounds. It was unbelievable what happened to him. He lost his kidneys, and they had to give him a new liver, and I think he survived. And it completely changed him. He was a drug addict, drug-pushing Harley Davidson rider. And he thought he was being punished by God. But it was unbelievable. I cut their yard, and it was unbelievable. The wife showed me. I mean, it was unbelievable. He lost half of his body in blood and pus because it just came out of his body all over the place. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. So those of you who want to fuck with seafood, be my guest. count me out. I know meat's bad enough, but the waters get too warm here, folks. They get too warm. So JFK, please just go get that enema machine for 2 and that colonics machine for 2 and just get the hell out of here, please. I looked at your face and it reminds me of John F. Kennedy, but the similarities end there, okay? Okay, looks like that's it. Did we make it through? Okay, there's no news tonight, in other words. The only news was my color that I add to this report, which wasn't much, but I tried. Anyways, we're going to try to hold this channel, but if I lose my tablet or whatever, I'm not going to be able to list on this channel anymore. But you know, people, they won't transfer. They won't transfer. So I might as well just get used to this channel, and I got to upload when I'm at the internet, even if it's an hour or whatever. So 2 hours. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. I thank that new sub, and he seems like he's a pretty nice guy. Young guy, too. Sound like he was a young guy. Welcome to the Mickey Mouse Geriatric Circle Jerk Club. Hopefully you'll get a lot smarter being at this channel, since I refer to myself oftentimes as God Almighty, or at least one God. Okay, there are many gods. Take care, and I will see you later.